Hi there, I'm Tara. Welcome to my channel. I started this channel to share not just book reviews, but also in the future I hope to expand a little bit and share some tips and tricks of crafts, because I really am into using my Cricut maker machine and just coming up with little cool ways to do gifts. I also host a lot of like events. In the past, I've done a lot of baby showers and you know, family reunions, stuff like that. I actually just got back from a little mini trip with my oldest. He just turned 20, and we went to Florida. And that's another thing that I also would like to share in future videos, is some of my tips on vacation planning. This was more of like a spur of the moment thing, but I'm known to be really organized and prepare binders, especially when we go places like Disney, because you want to, like, you know, fit in everything that you can in the best allotted time. So welcome to my channel. Please click the subscribe button and like my videos. Today I'm going to give a book review, and it is my favorite book that I've read with my book club. I started a book club in 2016. It is now 2021, and the members have kind of like fluctuated throughout the years, but we're still going strong, and I really love it. And what the ironic thing to me is, the very first book that we read for book club is still my favorite one that I've read for book club. It's not my favorite book of all time, but it is my favorite book I've read for book club, and it is one of my favorite books ever, and I'm going to tell you why. First of all, it's called Leaving Time, and it's by Jodi Picoult. And I really like this book because you can recommend it to people that enjoy all genres. If someone likes mystery, if someone likes suspense, if someone likes romance, if someone likes even nonfiction books, you can recommend this book to just about anyone. They may not like it, you know, that's all a personal preference, but I just love all the layers of this book, and it's really cool to have a book that you feel like you could gift to just about any reader, and they may or may not pull something out of it or find some kind of a connection to it based on their personal preferences. So basically, the book is about a girl named Jenna Metcalf, and the story flips back and forth between her and other characters in the book, one of which is Alice, her mother, and Serenity, who is a psychic, and Virgil, who is a private detective. And I'm gonna read, I feel like I've gotten in a habit of doing this, but I'm gonna read the back cover just to give you a little gist of what it's about. For more than a decade, Jenna Metcalf has never stopped thinking about her mother, Alice, who mysteriously disappeared in the wake of a tragic accident when Jenna was only 3 years old. Refusing to believe that her mother would have abandoned her, Jenna pores over the pages of Alice's old journals, which yield few clues. Desperate to find the truth, Jenna enlists two allies in her quest: Serenity Jones, a psychic, and Virgil Stanhope, the jaded private detective who originally investigated Alice's case. As the unlikely threesome begin to piece together what happened to Alice, Jenna's memories start to dovetail with the events in her mother's journals. revealing a series of events far more shocking than any of them could have ever predicted. So her mom and dad are type of, I guess I would consider them scientists that study elephants. And there's a lot of factual information about elephants in the book. So I want to start off in saying that there is a lot of research that Jodi Picoult did to layer in nonfiction information in a fictional storyline. So I think that's pretty interesting. I'll be honest, there were times that the non-fictional information kind of was like, okay, I get it. But it was so interesting what I was learning about the elephants that I still was interested, and it still kept me engaged, and I still felt wrapped up in the storyline and wanted to keep trudging forward. And for some people, the layer of elephant information may be really intriguing to you. If it's not, I still recommend giving this book a try, regardless. I don't want to give too much away, even though I'm trying to share a review. The characters, I love the psychic character. I really, really love the detective character. I've read so many suspense and mystery novels, and I still think about him. I don't know what it is. There's just something about these characters in this book that just really resonate, and I felt like a personal connection with. I don't want to say I'm not a Jodi Picoult fan, but I've also read other of her books that I didn't necessarily care for at all, or that were just meh. This one, I feel like, is her best that I've read. I haven't read all of her books, but of the ones I've read, I feel like this one stands out all by itself. And the story, the connection of this girl with her mother, and wanting to seek out information and find the truth, and all the muddledness that is clouding her memory. I feel like it's like a package of excitement in this book. I'm just I can't recommend it enough. I don't want to give too much away by telling too much about it, other than I hope that you connect with the characters just as much as I did. Virgil, like I said, I feel like his detective character is just so real. And I've read so many other books since I've read this that I just didn't feel that same type of connection with. And I think the psychic layer involved in it is just another twist that can entice people that like to read, different types of genres. It's just like the sweetest book with all these different layers and levels of characters and events that occur that can draw readers of all avenues and have a connection with this book. So I feel like you're going to have an emotional connection, and the story itself is so enticing that whether you like the elephant information or not, you're going to be compelled to just keep turning the pages to find out what exactly is happening and going on with Alice and Jenna and the whole elephant sanctuary. Oh, so that's another part that I guess I can share that isn't going to give anything away, is they live in an elephant sanctuary. And so Jenna grows up around the elephants and around learning about them. And her mom and dad are taking care of these elephants and learning and studying them. And they're like, I can't remember, because it's been several years since I read the book, what their actual technical professional titles are, but they're studying the elephants. And the diary of Alice, which is Jenna's mom, tracks and shares information, but it's just interesting also how human beings can kind of correlate with how animal behavior is. And there's a lot of information that I feel like Jodi is sharing about elephants that can also show how human beings interact with one another in groups or families or as nurturing parents. So there's just so much to this book. It's so brilliant. I love it. I genuinely feel like this is one book that if someone were to read it and not like it, I would really want to know why. For those of you that are viewing this, please share comments, feel free. I love to, hear other people's thoughts and views. I'm not going to dislike you if you didn't like the book and share my viewpoint, but I genuinely think this is just a phenomenal book. I absolutely love it. And I think it's a great, gift giver, like I said, to anyone that that likes to read. It's an awesome book to give, for a Mother's Day gift or a Christmas or a birthday and things like that for your friends that are avid readers. I will tell you that how the story wraps up is my favorite story closure of any book I've ever read. I absolutely adore Leaving Time.